We're back. It's Birds vs. Boys Mock Draft 3.0, BVB Mock Draft 3.0. We're here, Kmess and Aidan. We are 2 weeks away from the NFL draft, so it's time to release another mock draft simulation that Aidan and I will be doing. We will have the computer, as always, picking for the other teams in the league. Aidan will be picking for the Philadelphia Eagles. I will be picking for the Dallas Cowboys. We will be doing 4 rounds once again in the mock draft. No need to go full 7 yet. Maybe next week, Aidan, right?
Yeah, let's not pretend like we've done scouting for the 7th round picks that are fringe guys. Listen, we watch a lot of football. I haven't watched that much football.
Exactly. Once, maybe a couple more weeks, we'll know. I've been doing a lot of mock drafts myself, just for the Dallas Cowboys, so I do know a lot of those names. But we don't have to dive deep in there. But every mock draft I do on my own seems to be completely different than the mock drafts that we do here on BVB. So, are you prepared to start this draft, Aidan?
I am prepared to draft every single Georgia player that I can.
Would you like to bring up the glaring thing that you always like to bring up before we start the draft?
Houston Texans, baby. Can't go wrong because you need every single thing. Every position is your team need.
All right, Jacksonville, you are on the clock.
I love how it flies like this.
I know. All right, so let's just look through it quick.
I already saw it, yeah.
Aidan Hutchinson, I still don't believe. I mean, PFF, you need to adjust. Kyle Hamilton going 2, don't think it's happening. Thibodeau, Okwana, Stingley, Cross, I love Cross, goes 6. Evan Neal, run on tackles here. There's your boy, Sauce Gardner. If he drops that far, Aidan, are you trying to make a move up to 8?
Hell yeah.
Right?
I'll give you 15, 18, and something in the 4th round. Yes, without a doubt. And I would be shocked if he went after Stingley.
Yeah, I don't think that happens. Trayvon Walker, who is being talked about possibly number 1 overall at 9. Drake London, first receiver off the board. Karlaftis at 11. Jamison Williams. We got 2 receivers. 3 receivers off the board. There's that run, Aidan, that we talked about last week, right? It started right at 10 again.
Right. Yep. I was about to say it's going to be just like that. From 10 to 20, it's going to be like, can you get your hands on a receiver?
And then there's your guy, Jermain Johnson, who you picked in mock draft 1.0 at 19, going at 14 here to Baltimore.
Back when I had all the power of 3 first-round picks.
All right. So I know who you're going to draft here. It's probably going to be Trent McDuffie. So should I just draft him for you?
It will be a disaster if there's a Washington cornerback on the board when we draft. Someone between 12 and 14 needs to take this kid. So we avoid disaster.
So that's a no.
That would be a no, not him. No. God, no. Please, no.
All right. So let's
at least
move
Drake
through
London
this
was
here.
off the board. So we can't take a UFC kid. All right. So let's take a look at some names. There are some Georgia names, just like I like. And I have my guy. I'm sticking and I'm being consistent with it. The more I see, the more people like this kid. I'm going with Jordan Davis. I know the one talking point in terms of weaknesses was, is he a full 3-down guy? What's his snap count going to be given his size? And they have him listed as a one-trick pony. You know what his one-trick pony is? Being defensive line dynamite and blowing things up. That's exactly what you want in an interior defensive lineman. There are some positions where you don't want a one-trick pony. An interior defensive lineman, you kind of want them to do one thing. It's to take on double teams in the middle, blow stuff up so they can't run on you, and force everybody into 3rd and 12s, which is exactly what this kid does.
Boom. Jordan Davis off the board at 15, going to Philadelphia. So then Devin Lloyd right after. That hurts me. I would love for him to drop. Trent McDuffie off the board right before your next pick, Aidan.
Thank God. So we can just avoid disaster. Ooh. I see a very intriguing thing that I could stay with my Georgia defense and just recreate the Georgia defense in the NFL and take Nakobe Dean. But if you watched our podcast this week, Birds vs. Boys, we were talking about the fact that Nakobe Dean only has one top 30 visit set, and it's with the Detroit Lions. Leads me to believe if he doesn't have any set with these teams, that I'm trying to be accurate with what these teams would do. If it were up to me, I'd be all in on Nakobe. But it doesn't seem like the Eagles, and I don't really get why other teams haven't filed top 30 visits with them. It doesn't make much sense to me, but I know where I'm going. I know another position of need. It's a guy that both Kevin and I like. Chris Olave, we're getting in on the wide receiver run as well.
So you are hurting me, taking another wide receiver off the board of a possible need for Dallas as well. So Chris Olave, one of the best route runners in this entire draft, who you always say if you got 3rd and 6, he's going to get you 7 to 8 yards in that first down on 3rd down, is off the board at 18.
It just reminds me of what the Chargers have been doing for years with Keenan Allen, where he's not the fastest guy. He's not the biggest guy. He's not Tyreek Hill. He's not DK Metcalf. He's just Keenan Allen, and every 3rd and 6, he's open for 7 yards. And it happens every single time. If you have a young quarterback, it's someone you would like. Who was one of the best route runners last year? Devonte Smith. Who's the best route runner this year? Chris Olave. Let's keep it
off the board.
Let's take him.
All right, so before I see who's on the board, let's see who else. Malik Willis, there's Linderbaum. Nakobe Dean to the Patriots. Wow, that would be a hell of a steal for them.
Yeah.
Booth and Penning. So let's see who's left here.
Sam Howell.
Sam Howell is there. I just don't understand why it's dropping. He was even the better defensive tackle out of the two.
I think you see it right there, age 24.
Yeah, that is the problem.
He's also not the more explosive person.
Yeah, no,
they said by far. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I wouldn't say by far. So, like I said earlier, I love Sign. I think the safety out of Georgia, again, another unbelievable Georgia defensive player. But Dallas put effort into the safety position in free agency, signing their own guys. I don't think that's going to happen. Don't think they're going to go corner or, again, corner safety. I think Zion Johnson is a very realistic option here to get that offensive lineman that they need. It's not 2016 anymore. I think Zion is a real possibility here, but Treylon Burks drops to 24. I'm taking him. He's an absolute stud. I called him a poor man's Deebo Samuel. He is an absolute freak. He is that guy, Aidan, too, that will catch a 5-yard, 8-yard, 10-yard bubble screen and take it 65, 70 yards to the house, and he'll do it on a regular basis. 6'2", 225. He's ranked here 31 on the big board on PFF. I know they're not going to like this pick. I'm probably going to get like a C for it, but I don't care. Treylon Burks will bring fire to this receiving core, and I
feel like I was supposed to say, and I don't think he's going to go 31.
No, so I'm going Treylon Burks, my first round pick.
All right, now we fly down. We got to get all the way to the 50s.
Oh,
we can do something else here.
I'm not going to show it all here, but here we go. The guy you were talking about who had the 30 visit. He's off the board at 43, Matt Corral.
Matt Corral had a 30 visit with the Eagles. If you have, it's clearly that they have some interest with him. So at 43, I don't know. That's within striking distance of us in the 50s. They're at 51. You might be able to pull that off if you really like him. You wouldn't get that 5th-year option if you drafted him in the first round, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. All right, let's scroll through and see what we got. If you want to scroll back up, because again, I don't see my guy.
Okay.
I think it happened to me again. Let's scroll back. Let's go to take a look at who got picked there for me on the.
Okay.
So I like George Pickens. By the way, he was in Philly as well. Let's see. Again,
37.
Jaquan Brisker every time. Ugh, it kills me. How about that? 3 in a row. You got Jahan Dotson, Arnold Adebike, and Jaquan Brisker.
How about
all in a row? Good for Penn State. Desmond Ridder to the Lions. That would actually make a ton of sense. All right. So Jalen Petre out of Baylor was another guy that I was looking at. So a lot of guys off the board in front of us. Let's take a look at what we got. Let's see. So Kirby Joseph is who I took last time. I think that's another name that's in play. I might change it up just this time just to be a little bit different.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Paschall is another one. I think people are really high on him as well. I think he's shooting up draft boards. I think the way people talk about him, I don't even know if he'd be there at 51 at this point. So click on him for me. I might be interested.
Unique body type.
That's what I'm into. Leverage demon. They're using all the words that I like.
Mm-hmm.
They're using a lot of good descriptives. Yeah, I'll do it. I
All
think
right.
edge rusher. Yeah, I'm a big believer in just bolstering the trenches, and I think this would be a good pick for them at 51. The average draft position is 76, so I'm gonna get crucified for taking him here. But what are you gonna do?
Who cares?
I want to change it up. Listen, Kirby, the safety from Illinois, I would love him as well, but I want to change it up. So
Changing it up. Josh Paschall off the board at 51 to Philadelphia. All right. Who went here? All right. So did my guy go?
I didn't take a running back in the second round, so I better get a better grade than the Steelers, who took Breece Hall when they took Najee Harris in the first round.
Very true.
Sometimes, listen, PFF is great, but at the same time, we are dealing with computers.
Yes. So there's a lot that I love here.
That's good.
Great linebacker.
Of always how you feel in the first round.
I love both of these edges. I'm not, Osama. He's a good linebacker, but I'm not taking a Oklahoma linebacker, my second overall pick.
There's just certain schools where you just can't get over the stereotype, right?
So Chad Mua, I think he's one of the best linebackers in this draft. I wanted Nakobe Dean, I wanted Lloyd. He wasn't there. But I also really love Abraham Lucas. He's not. Look at this. 0 pressures allowed. 78 snaps against Oregon State. 0 allowed against USC the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, but he is a tackle from Washington State. Let me tell you, sometimes that does not work out.
That does scare me. So
it gets tough. It's tough in a hurry.
Yeah, I'm going edge as well. Last week I took Kingsley. This week I'm going Nick. I think he's one of the best edges in the country. I know it's Oklahoma, but an edge is a little bit different than linebacker for me. So I'm taking the edge here after I went receiver in the first round.
All right, so we both go edge in the second round. Interesting. I like Brandon Smith to the Jaguars. I think that's good for them.
All right, my friend.
All right.
Pick 83.
Ooh, all right. So let's scroll through some names here. Let's see what we got. Oh, there he is. Dameon Pierce. Back again, baby. Oh, man, I want to do it so bad. But it's a little too early for the running backs, I guess. Man. But I really like it. Bailey Zappi is going to make some teams happy. Greg Dulcich is who I took last time.
Yep.
But I found my name that I like this time. Damone Clark, LSU. You just had him right there. Go back the other way for me.
Where'd he go?
Right below. Yeah,
yep.
Right there. All right. So linebacker is an obvious position of need. Alex Singleton, TJ Edwards were the starters a year ago. Davion Taylor, we're still trying to figure out. He was a project, and then he got hurt. Damon Clark, I feel like he'll be a project as well. But you're kind of just like hoping that he is that breakout star. And it'd be like drafting Dameon Taylor because you liked all of Taylor's attributes.
Yep.
Minus the fact that Taylor never played football until he got to college and couldn't play on Friday nights because of his religion. So
unbelievable.
Yeah, what a pick, by the way. That was insane. But hopefully this is a redemption pick.
All right.
I'm going to get the worst grade ever, by the way.
It's all right. Sometimes those are the best drafts.
Well, they tell me I'm reaching, but then everything I hear about these kids is like, yeah, they're not going to be there.
All right. So I have another linebacker. Cincinnati had a hell of a defense this year. He's a true Sam linebacker, 6'4", 252. I went edge last time. I really need to address my line offensively. I've drafted this kid before. One of the best graded tackles in the country. Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go to the offensive line. I'm a hypocrite if I don't take an offensive lineman with one of my first 3 picks when I just continuously trash this offensive line. So give me Kellen Diesch out of Arizona State at 88 overall.
You're going to get a great grade for that one because it said his average draft position was 72.
Mm-hmm. All right, my friend, 101.
Oh, thank God Carson Strong was off the board before we could do it. Oh, thank goodness. All right, what do we got here? 4th round. Let's scroll through some. I think you're able to reach a little bit here and figure it out. Bailey Zappi still on the board. All right. So I found my guy already. I think Miles Sanders doesn't get the second contract, which means you need somebody. I love Boston Scott, but he's not going to be your 3-down back. And I love Kenny Gainwell, but he is your change of pace burst guy who's a solid RB2. So you're going to need somebody who can rely on to be that RB1 and kind of split the time with guys like Kenny Gainwell. So I'm going James Cook, the running back out of Georgia. Plot twist. I'm taking offense from Georgia.
You are just the Philadelphia Bulldogs.
This is like recency bias too. Like I watched him be awesome in the college football playoff in both of those games.
All right, my friend, your last pick of the draft here.
All right. I'm just going to tell you right now, I'm going offensive line. We can scroll the names that we want to. We're not taking a kid from North Dakota ever again. Now we're getting into the run of running backs. So let's go here. Chris Paul from Tulsa is the tackle. So that I've seen him in a few different Eagles mock drafts just because they like his versatility. That's just kind of what the Eagles are looking for. In the middle rounds, they always are looking for offensive line depth. Guys that they can have as projects who can fill in if need be. A few guys on the line are getting a little bit older. We always have injuries. So they're always looking for guys like Jack Driscoll they've drafted in the middle rounds before. Nate Herbig. Jordan Mailata is the infamous one in the 7th round. So let's take Chris Paul out of Tulsa here.
Chris Paul, heck of a basketball player.
Yes.
All right. My last pick here. Let's see. We got tackles. We got guards. Absolutely not. If you've seen his combine numbers, the tight end out of Texas A&M shouldn't even be on the board.
Bailey Zappi still there.
So I love the corner out of LSU. I like the interior player out of LSU. I really like the tight end out of SMU. I would love to give Dak another weapon here. I know that they kept their guy at tight end. They got rid of Blake Jarwin. Oh, I got a tight end. Am I going to go cornerback? I don't think I'm going to go cornerback here just because I feel like they feel pretty good about their cornerbacks right now. I do need some more offensive line depth, but I think I can get some of that in the later rounds. So 4th overall, I am going the tight end out of SMU.
All right. I like that.
All right, let's see what our grades are. The grades.
I'm scared. I think I failed algebra class on this one. But at the same time, I feel like I didn't. I don't know.
I mean, so C+, A+, A-, B-. I got an A- overall for my Dallas Cowboys mock draft. Again, I mean, the C+ for Burks at 24 is just outrageously ridiculous.
You called it. You said they were going to do that to you, and they did.
Unbelievable.
It's not fair.
So A- for me, says PFF, and for you.
Give me my D.
How do you get a B for Chris Olave at 18?
I don't know. Every draft I've seen, I don't know if he's going to be there. And in Mel Kiper's mock draft, he was off the board at 15. Yeah, I figured the Josh Paschall one. Ah, man, that's rough. But that's okay. I'm all right with it. James Cook, I finally got my running back, and they actually thought it was good value. So I got a C+.
Your best grade, him and Chris Olave.
Yep. That's fine. I don't care. I liked it. I liked my draft. Like I told you before we started, I think we're getting more refined. We know what guys we want as we get to the middle round.
We know what guys we like. We know what positions. We're kind of also more tailoring it to guys that we like and we want on our teams, but also thinking about the players that our teams are actually looking at.
We're reading the tea leaves, one could say. Yeah.
Exactly. So that was BVB Mock Draft 4.0. If you haven't watched 3.0. Wow, getting ahead of myself. Watch Mock Draft 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0 will be coming out, 5.0, and maybe we'll even do a 6.0, maybe do 2 mock drafts the week of the draft, Aidan.
Might have to. A lot of moving parts that week, and we'll be reading the tea leaves as we get closer, because that's when you start to be able to sift through the smoke screens on guys. So we'll see.
Sift through the poop. But make sure you follow us on Twitter, BBB. Make sure you follow us anywhere podcasts are. If you don't check out our podcast, if you're just finding us here on YouTube, you like mock drafts, check out our entire collection of podcasts. We have 112 episodes right now. Episode 112 just dropped. So if you're watching us on YouTube, just click over right now. Watch episode 112. It's not just a podcast for Cowboys fans or Eagles fans. We are a full NFL podcast. We talk everything. We even talked a little XFL, a little USFL, and even a little James Harden Sixers basketball. So we got a little bit of everything for everybody. So check that out. And we'll be back with Mock Draft 4.0 next week.